A storm is brewing in the prop industry, and most of the owners are not ready for what comes next. When I first started working for firms back at the start of 2023, there was such a ridiculously low pass rate amongst traders. Like at some firms, it was less than 5%, and even fewer were ever making it to payout stage, even once they had received their funded accounts. And this tended to be because over the course of the challenges, you had to make a combined 10% plus to actually pass. But once you are funded, people were still trying to chase the same 10%. They were over trading in a 2-week period, trying to hit 10% and then failing their challenges. But recently, things have started to change in terms of education, and the firms themselves have actually been a major driving force of these changes. What I am starting to see is that the level and the quality of the education is improving drastically. And this is because many firms are actually starting to employ performance coaches for their traders, and they have only been doing it as a way to entice traders to their firm. But at no point did they actually believe it would start to make traders better. So now we have a situation where over the past year, traders have been learning some key fundamental tips and tricks to help them not blow their accounts once they get funded and actually secure payouts. And the biggest one of these fundamental concepts is the 1% withdrawal. I personally teach this to my own community and to my own students, that once you are funded, you drop the idea of needing to make massive percentages on your account. And the only thing you are looking for is a 0.5% risk trade with a 2-to-1 risk to reward, and making sure you get your 1% on that account. And then you stop trading and you withdraw. And this has meant that less and less traders are over trading, and more traders are actually getting that first payout. They're getting their challenge fee refunded, and then they are reinvesting back into more challenges to do the same thing over and over again. Now, for traders who still don't have the technical ability or the psychological ability, they are still failing. But the traders that have got a bit more about them, that have been in the game for a bit longer and have the correct mentors, are getting funded more often and making bigger payouts. And the firms are not taking on any more clients. So over the next few months, we are going to see firms taking on board less and less money, but traders making more and more. And this is going to make some firms' books look rather unhealthy. So I would expect that many of the firms, especially that started in the last year, but even some of the bigger firms, to start dropping out of the race as they go broke. And firms themselves are struggling financially. And this is something that many of us have actually started to take notice of, but they haven't been 100% sure why. Over the Christmas period, of course, there were fewer challenges being purchased, as happens every year in most industries, but they didn't anticipate the increasing success of the average trader. Now, the firms will have to start catching on to this soon, and they will have to start A-booking more traders, which we all know up until this point, 99% plus of traders are B-booked, whether they make money or not. And for the firms, this was the logical choice, because even traders that had received the payout tended to then immediately go and blow their account once they was able to start trading again. But we're seeing this happen less and less. We are seeing more successful traders. And as a mentor, I'm really happy about this. I love to see people getting funded more and getting more payouts. But the firms are not ready for this. And so as traders, more than ever, we need to diversify across multiple firms, and we need to start looking to those who actually take on enough funding to be able to cope with these larger payouts. Because most of the smaller firms, even when they're run by the best teams with the best intentions, are not going to be able to cope with the increased skill level of the average trader. The reason I am making this video is, one, so that traders themselves, as I said, can start to diversify their risk across different firms, because I don't want anyone getting caught out. But I'm also making this video for the firms themselves, I want them to hear this and understand this so they can start making changes in the way they analyze trader data. Because if they do not, and they don't start booking some of these traders that are becoming more consistently successful, they are going to go broke fast. And this isn't just going to have an impact on the firm, its owners, and its workers. It's also going to mean that anyone that has an account with them is going to be out of luck when they go under. So if you are close to any firm owners, because we all know that this probably isn't going to reach them just from me, make sure that you tag them in this video. Tag the firms, tag their owners, tag their staff, and let's actually start a conversation about this and see if we can rectify some of the damages that are starting to be done in the industry.